Well, this is part 2. I'm really sorry about that. I thought I had more battery than that. I guess I just didn't plan. I was living too close to the edge. But anyway, this corner, some of the mortar is missing from the brickwork right there. This light fixture, and all of them for that matter. Okay, the bases of those carriage style sconce lamps, luminaries, the bases should have been sealed. Kind of like the electric meter and the disconnect. We're on the patio. This receptacle outlet is GFCI protected. It should be labeled. It's a little sticker on there. Those ugly little stickers I peeled off. But you're supposed to have that sticker there, and it wasn't labeled. And this cover, this in-use cover, is broken. That's what they're called, is in-use covers, these little bubble covers. I think you should have one on the front porch, but you don't, I don't believe. There's not one there. But anyway, coming on along. Still here, still here, still here. Moving along, we've already talked about the retaining wall. It's something here. It'll show up. There it is. That right there, that line. Okay, that's called a control joint. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. But that sealant needs to be checked. Should be checked every once in a while. This is a little offset. This is just a little wrong here. But that little pipe right up in there, that's your secondary drain line for your cooling system. And it's supposed to be over a window. It almost is. It's supposed to be over a window, so that way if that's leaking, you know that you have a problem with your cooling system. The primary evaporator drain line is clogged. These are called weep holes, and you have them. Homeownership 101, all roofs leak, all walls leak. The idea is they're supposed to shed water faster than they accept it, so that way we don't have water in the living space. And so we use these weep holes. Usually they're dealing with vapor. But if there's more than vapor in there, the water has someplace to go. So those are by design. Those are good things. These little circles here, these are tension ends, cables. You have metal cables that run through your foundation, and as the foundation dries, they tighten the cables, and it causes the cables to bow a little bit, and the strength between the tightening and the deflection, the bridge effect, then it makes your foundation incredibly stronger, and that's a good thing. We know that we got tension ends. Now there's different types of post-tension slabs. Some of them have pierce, I don't know. Some of them don't, I don't know that either. But you do have a post-tension type slab foundation. Again, sprinkler heads should not be closer than 12 inches. This is for your laundry. This is for your laundry drain. If the other two are for the water heater, that leaves by process of elimination, that's the drain for your laundry, and that can be higher than 6 inches from the ground. That's allowed. So, and that's what that is. And here's another of those control joints. I'm glad I looked so hard to find one. And this sealant, every year or so you should walk around your house and see what you're making payments on, and because the sealant dries and cracks, and the same thing with the windows. Same thing with the windows. So as this sealant gets old and dry, see, it dries and cracks like that. So you need to, it's called routine maintenance, preventative maintenance actually. But that sealant should be redone on that window for sure. Coming along, this is your spout, because your rain gutters are below grade. So your rain gutters come down and the water squirts out here. Speaking of your rain gutters, this one right here, you got some holes in your rain gutters. I thought they were drilled on purpose or what. Those holes should be dealt with. And then these are called soffit vents, these little vents around here. We'll look closer at those in the attic. This is your water pressure. We got almost 100 psi. Check that out. Almost 100. Okay, that's too much. 80 is the max. 80 is the max. So we're going to want to adjust the water pressure here. Here's a mask. Looks like my other mask. How do I get out here? This, right around here, on this corner, is this right here? This cake stuff, that's called parge coating. It's like a cake frosting. It's a decorative, unless they did repairs or something, but that's just a decorative flare so that it doesn't look so rough around your front porch. Trees shouldn't be closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation, so I get to write something up. Yay! This is a portico. It's protected. I get that. But at the same time, we got a little bit of cracking here. But at the same time, wind-driven rain. We could argue the point, but in-use cover should be there. And 4 or more steps. 1, 2, 4, 5. This one's wide, but anyway, 4 or more steps, you should have a handrail. You probably don't want one, but when Granny comes to visit you, she's going to have a hard time getting up these steps. You're going to have to grab her by the elbow and help her up. So, coming along, these are your main cleanouts. Main sewer cleanouts. This little rock is over an water filter system, some kind of a water filter system. And, okay, I'm getting some more clues here. And this is beyond the scope of the inspection. I got it hidden here. It's hidden behind this fake rock. We're in the front yard, the north side of the house. That's the water meter right there where my cone is. This is a retaining wall that's roughly farther away than its height. We're starting to get kind of close here. And we're on the right side of the front door, which would be the west side of the front porch. This is the main water shutoff. If you have an emergency, this is where you come to shut off the water. We got 2 things going on in here. One, we've got a rusty handle, and the valve itself is buried. And the handle will probably break if you use it, so you might want a handle. And then remember when we were talking about the high water pressure? That is a pressure reducing valve. And that can be used, might be able to be used, to reduce the pressure coming into your house. It also, which reminds me, I'm going to backtrack here a little bit. Since you have that pressure reducing valve, it's also a check valve to prevent backflow. And once you have that, you got over 80 psi and you have a pressure reducing valve. So the water heater should have an expansion tank. An expansion tank should have been installed with this type of water delivery system. I'll come back and get that. Let's go down those steps without the handrail. And out here, this is the water meter right at the front of the house. This is the water meter. Oh, I'm supposed to show it to you. And this is your flow indicator. Some people call it cheater wheel or cheater paddle. And this is your meter, the second dial. If that's moving, and it hasn't moved, if that's moving, that means water's coming into the house. Drinkable, potable water. We're not talking about sewer, we're talking about fresh water. And if that's moving, then you have a leak somewhere. So if it moves, you go find your leak.